Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Cinnamon, and this is third in a part of series of DIYs with feathers. So if you didn't see the other two, please go and check those out. But this is from Pier 1, and I'm going to be doing a dupe of this beautiful 24-inch black feathers wreath. So here we go. What you're going to need for this DIY, first of all, is just a regular pair of craft scissors. Any pair of scissors would do. Nothing big. These are kids' craft scissors, as a matter of fact. Very easy to cut, very easy to do. Some glue sticks, my glue gun, and yes, I've gotten a little heat from this glue gun. I got an email from somebody saying it looks nasty, but it is a glue gun and I use it a lot. You're also going to need this foam wreath. This is great for florals and crafting. I got this from the Dollar Tree. And this wire wreath for florals. And that is also from the Dollar Tree. I left the tags on it just so you'll see that they were only $1 each and they came from the dollar store. Last but not least, the piece de resistance, these rooster feathers. And I got these from Amazon. So you guys already know I absolutely love Amazon. If you can't get out to the craft store or you just don't want to go to the craft store half the time you go there, a lot of the items, they're out of stock. Guess what? Try Amazon. I have Amazon Prime. You can get just about any crafting materials and they're delivered free. Now, this is a 5-yard pack of feathers. As you can see, the sheen on them, I wanted to show it on camera before I started crafting because sometimes when you're crafting, the colors don't read right on camera, but you can see just how beautiful they are, and they have the exact same sheen and luster that the actual black feathers wreath had for Pier 1 that I'll be doing the dupe of. So the first thing you want to do is you definitely just want to take the foam and the wire ring and you want to put those two together. Just put the foam ring inside or in the center of the wire ring, and you want to hot glue them. Now, just to let you know, you want to make sure that when you do hot glue it, it's pretty stuck together, and you want to check it only because the wire, when you're hot gluing it, will keep the hot glue warmer than usual. So instead of it drying really quick like it normally does, it will take a little bit longer. So just FYI, bear that in mind when you go ahead and do this DIY. The next thing I want to point out is the feathers. Before you start placing the feathers, it does come on a fringe. So it's not loose feathers, but it's what they call in the craft world or in the sewing world or whatever, fringe. So that means it's basically attached to material. Now there are two sides, there's a convex and a concave side. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're picking the side that will go over the actual wreath. You don't want to have it on the other side where the pieces will be sticking up, but you rather want them to be curved going down. So just bear that in mind when you're actually crafting this and making sure that that side and the side that actually has the sheen to it is actually on the side that you'll have out. And as you can see, I'm showing you how it would lay over. Now, on the wire floral ring, there are 3 different lines or rows, if you want to call them, if you will. If you want your wreath to be a large wreath, and it's based on your preference, you can actually start it on the very last ring for the wire. If you want it to be smaller, you could put it on the very first ring of the wire, right close to the foam. Now, I wanted mine to actually sort of match, more or less, the size of the Pier 1 24-inch black feathers wreath. So, as you can see, I'm using the one right in the middle, halfway from the center and the very bottom of the wreath. Now when you're applying the hot glue, it is a very thin wire. If you want to just get a large floral foam, you can. If you don't want to use metal, that's fine. I use these pieces because I like to do crafting and save as much as possible, because what was the point of making it yourself to save money if you're going to spend a lot on the material? So I really like doing budget-friendly DIYs and sort of getting, that look or that glam look that everyone likes, or whatever you're into, whether it's farmhouse, minimalist, whatever. You get the look you want, but you get it for less, and that's what this is so awesome about this now. So what I'm going to be doing is just going ahead and applying the glue. When you do, try not to put too much because as you can see, it's very, very thin, the wire. And if you put too much, it will fall down below. And once it sticks to the bottom and it's not completely dry and your feathers touch it, oh my God, it is such a mess. And the last thing you want to do is get hot glue all over your feathers because it is a disaster. It is, just take it from me. You don't want to do it. Learn from my mistakes. So anyway, you just want to continue applying the glue. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. And you just want to take that all the way around. And believe me, this goes so fast. It's so fast. I applied that first row. I did the second row off camera because I didn't want to make this DIY too long. So I hope you don't mind that I went ahead and did it off camera. But you can see how they're falling already. They're giving you that look that you want. And it actually has that beautiful sheen. I can see it showing up on camera. I hope it's showing up on camera pretty well. But yeah, it's giving you the look you want. And if you don't like the pieces that are a little bit longer, you can always trim those off when you want, when you get done. But I actually liked the less than perfect look, so I kept mine. But I just wanted to mention that because I don't want you to think that it looks a little, ununiform or whatever have you. Now, for the next row, you're not going to start at the very center, and you're not going to start directly on top of that second row. But you're going to leave space in between just like you did before. So I'm going to basically show you where to start. Now, just to let you know, every pack of feathers is a little different. Some of them will be a little longer than others. Some of them will be a little shorter than others. So what you want to do basically is you do want to go ahead and just eye it and make sure that they're falling exactly where you want them to fall. And that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm just eyeing it and making sure it falls exactly where I would like for them to fall, of course. Alright? And once again, I'm just going to continue that all the way around. I want to make sure that once again, my feathers are facing up the right way so that they fall correctly over the row to continue that natural motion and flow that they should have. And as you can see, it's very full, it's very lustrous, it's gorgeous. Now, if you have any spaces that are a little, say empty or a little thin, what you definitely want to do is go ahead and you can clip a little piece out and add it in later. But you're just going to continue to go all the way around and just continue that all the way around. And this is, now I just want to mention that you can get a little ribbon material. I would say maybe ribbon. And once this is done and I've completed this last row, you can fill it in. You can maybe either use satin, you can use velvet, you can use velour, or you can use any material or fabric that you like. You can even use leather. It doesn't matter if it's thick or thin, but if you don't want to see any of the green, there are ways to cover it up. I didn't think about it before I started, but if I would have maybe spray painted or painted the actual foam, you wouldn't be able to see any of that. So that's just something also to bear in mind. But if you don't mind, that's fine also. But yeah, I didn't really think about that before I started this DIY. But so now getting to the end of it, I just want to let you know that when you do cut the feathers at any time, you don't want to cut the actual feathers. You want to cut the fringe. You want to cut the material, in other words. And when you do cut the material, if you do have a long pair of scissors, be careful that you don't cut the feather at the same time you're cutting the fringe. So when you do cut it, you'll see there's not a lot of fallout. There's not a lot of feathers flying everywhere, because once again, you're just cutting the actual material and not the feathers itself. And try to cut in between the stem of the feather and not the actual feather itself. And I guarantee you, it'll be just as neat as it is now without any fallout. And just make sure that you're pressing it in Once again, it'll be a little forgiving for a little bit of time, but you can see how beautiful it is now, how full it is, how gorgeous it really is. It has a look of elegance. Now, I am going to basically just view it, see if there's any places that need the feathers to be, like right there's a little thin spot, so I'm just gonna, move the feathers around, go ahead and clip a little piece, add it in, just to give it that uniformity that you want. And that's basically what I did off camera. So as you can see, I'm almost done. I wanted to flip it over so you can see what it looks like on the other side. It's really pretty the way it's turning out, and it's really full. Okay, now this is where the actual ribbon would come in handy, which I was going to add, but then I changed my mind because I felt like it needed to be a little bit fuller. Like I said, each pack of feathers is different. So once again, make sure that you're actually going to lay it on the correct side. Always bear that in mind. And I am going to go in and I'm going to definitely add one more row to give it that nice full look. So that way it does look very similar to the Black Feathers wreath that Pier 1 has online. Once again, I need to look and see if it's only online because like I said, I didn't see it in any stores. But while I took the trip there anyway, I went ahead and did a shop with me for Pier 1 for full decor. And I got so much material that I did one already, and I'm going to do it in 2 parts so the video's not too long. So it'll be a part 1 and a part 2 of a shop with me from Pier 1 for full decor. So please feel free to check that out if you're interested. They have a lot of things on sale, and so yeah, I think you should check those out. Now, as you can see, I am already done. It took about 15 minutes. You can see how beautiful it is with the luster and the sheen, and it's even reading on camera, and I absolutely love it. Now, don't forget this 24-inch Black Feathers wreath for $49.99 for Pier 1. I've done this $2 from the Dollar Tree for the foam and wire floral wreath and for crafting, and then the pack of feathers for $8.99. So all told, this was only $10.99 for this beautiful DIY that can be used for so many different occasions and events, and I absolutely love it. So I hope you enjoyed this DIY. I really had a great time. It took me only 15 minutes, $10.99. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to comment below, and I will see you guys next time. And also, please don't forget to hit that bell for notifications, and happy crafting from my family to yours.